Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream and welcome back to the channel for more Destiny 2 news and intel. And in today's video, we're going to cover a whole bunch of information about stuff to expect in the upcoming week and some stuff you're going to want to jump on Destiny 2 as soon as possible in order to pick up, as a lot of it will be removed tomorrow at the weekly reset. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. Remember, any of those things also enter you into any future giveaways on this channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers. So you never want to miss out. We're very, very close to 80,000, 88,000 subscribers. And if we've reached that, the time of your watching this video, we'll enter you into that next giveaway. We'll also be giving away, when we reach 100,000 subscribers, a new console or a video card if you play on PC. Remember to stick around till the end of the video for the secret hashtag you can leave in the comments section for another entry into that next giveaway for this video. Or you can leave a comment down below on any of the topics of discussion in today's video or anything I might mispronounce, as always. The Envious Touch shader will be disappearing tomorrow. This was, I think, one that was waited on for a while. I don't remember exactly the last time we saw this particular shader, but I know it's been a bit. So pick that up before tomorrow's reset. We also had the Tangled Rust shader as well as the Dead Orbit shader. Also remember, if you were looking for the shader from the community event or community puzzle, the chess puzzle, go ahead and pick those up. I don't know if they're going to be disappearing tomorrow. I think they'll probably be here through Rite of the 9. We are getting, of course, the launch of Rite of the 9 tomorrow, as well as a big trailer, or a, I guess, preview of what to expect in Edge of Fate. We're going to be getting some actual Edge of Fate gameplay. I don't know if we're going to be getting the heavy metal playlist on Tuesday. I believe that will come on Friday, as we won't have Iron Banner next week. We'll also not have Trials of Osiris next week. So I think we'll be getting the heavy metal playlist, which is, of course, the Briggs versus Tanks, along with the launch of Rite of the 9 and the new Dungeon Pantheon game mode. So if you were looking to pick up this shader, remember, you don't really need to do the entirety of the actual chess puzzle. You just need to get the 4 chess pieces that are available in Eris's apartment, and then go to the chessboard and then input them onto the chessboard. You'll be able to then pick up not only this shader, which is very, very cool, if you haven't had a chance to see it, the Umbral Rumble shader, an actual sort of active shader with some cool little animations on it. I might actually have to put it on this armor because it looks very cool with the already active animation of this Crota Raid armor. For anybody who ever wonders, I know I get a lot of questions. People ask where I actually got this armor from. It's from the Crota's End Raid, and then I turned it into universal ornaments so I could equip it on top of my Artifice armor. But you can do that all, of course, also at 801. We had the High Rolling Lowlife ornament for the Malfeasance this week. I actually picked this up earlier. This is from the Eververse store. Very cool one, in my opinion. And remember, you can also, I think, put shaders on top of this if white just isn't what you're looking for. We had a new emblem as well as the new ship. All of those available from the chess puzzle. And remember, you just need to get those 4 pieces and input them. There'll be another board that you'll need to complete after that, but there are plenty of tutorials online. It'll only require those 4 pieces you get in the office, though. Very cool ship. The De-Interlace. I think I'm saying that correctly, but you'll let me know, of course, in the comments section down below. This week was also Iron Banner, so we're going to make our way up that way a little bit. On the way there, stop at our other favorite vendor, who will be reset and disappearing tomorrow. Also, let me know if you're looking forward to the Rite of the Nine launch. I think everybody is, but I'm very excited to get into the Dungeon Pantheon game type, because unlike the Raid Pantheon, which we had last year, this one will actually be able to be done, I think, solo in a manageable way. I know that there were some people who actually soloed some of the Raid Pantheon, which is absolutely insane. I don't think anybody got the whole thing done. Maybe one person, but I know at least a few people were able to solo it up to the Gatekeeper. This, I think, will be able to be done by quite a few players, so I'm looking forward to actually trying this as a solo player myself. If you were looking for some exotic class items, remember you could still farm them out until tomorrow's reset from XUR, or pick up any of these exotics if you're missing them. We had the Trinity Ghoul Catalyst, which I would recommend picking up. Prospector Catalyst, don't know exactly how it plays at the moment, but certainly get it if you don't have it. We also had a Hawkmoon with Quick Draw, which I would recommend at the moment. Hawkmoons seem very good. I think they have been for a little while, but I just haven't been using them. But Quick Draw is an interesting role. Vigilant Swing, which is also good for PvP. Wave Splitter, which isn't bad for PvE, especially with Void Invis builds on a Hunter. And then we had the Black Talon, which I think is also very much the same as far as what kind of meta it fits into with the Wave Splitter. Nothing really stand out as far as legendary weapons this week. The Nightshade isn't bad because it's a strand pulse rifle, which you see less often, I would say. This one with Kill Clip and Heating Up. Unfortunately, nothing enhanceable available. The armor was glitched this week, so you can forget about that. Thanks, XUR and Bungie, for not getting that fixed. Hopefully soon, maybe in a Rite of the Nine update. I know they have had quite a bit going on over there at Bungie with both Marathon and Rite of the Nine launching very recent, obviously tomorrow, and the Edge of Fate coming this summer. We've also had a leak this week, which I think was intentional, for the bundle of this year, which will be called Year of Prophecy. Remember, we're also going to be getting some free loot at the launch tomorrow of Rite of the Nine, as there was the Dungeon Pantheon launched accidentally at the beginning of Heresy, and some people were actually able to get in and get those unreleased weapons that will be released through the vendor, the emissary in Rite of the Nine. Those will, of course, disappear tomorrow, but everybody will be given 1,500 of the currency for the emissary in order to buy any of the actual weapons now that they'll be released. Nothing terribly good over at Banshee 44 this week. Some of these roles may change, but they really haven't that much this week on anything other than maybe some of these craftable weapons. But unfortunately, nothing that can be enhanced at the moment. But pick up any of those craftables if you're looking to craft any of them. Remember, you need the Deep Sight Harmonizers, and you need, I think it's 3 of the specific kind of weapon. And then, of course, go to Mars. So you have to have access to the crafting table. Some big news for the Vanguard coming in the next week. We will have the Lotus Eater again available as the featured weapon, so it'll be available in its Adept form. I believe we're going to have the Warden of Nothing Strike, which is a really easy one to farm. So Lotus Eaters aplenty coming this next week. We're also going to have a new weapon that will be dropping in tandem, apparently, with the Lotus Eater. A new arc pulse rifle, whose name I'm not completely aware of and is escaping me at the moment. If you know what the name of that arc pulse rifle is, you can let me know in the comments section down below. Of course, give you another entry to the next giveaway for this video. But I think a lot of people are just going to be after the Lotus Eater, which is just a phenomenal gun for PvE. I have at least a couple myself, but the one that I keep on my person at all times is this roll with Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds. Some other great rolls, so this is just the one that I'm happy with at the moment. As I said, we also have Iron Banner still here until tomorrow, and the next time we have Iron Banner, there will be updated weapons. So we will be getting a new weapon, but I also think the rotation will be a little bit different. We had the Tenacious Mastery available. Not an amazing roll on the ranked version this week, but definitely a weapon that you want to have in your arsenal. So if you've been farming out Iron Banner, remember to pick this up. If you haven't been farming out Iron Banner, you still have 24 hours in order to get the enhanced version of this weapon. I have a couple myself, but the one that I keep on my person as well is this roll with Chill Clip and Enlightened Action. Remember that Chill Clip can also trigger your Devour. And this weapon with the right roll of Chill Clip, or with any roll and Chill Clip, will work against all of the champions currently in the meta this season. Remember, you can also get the ornaments from Iron Banner down at the bottom here, or you can turn any piece of Iron Banner gear you have into an Iron Banner ornament at the loom at 8/1. But remember that these do count as pieces of gear, so if you're looking to get more bang for your buck on the rank rewards at the end of every match, make sure to have the ornaments either equipped or a piece of actual Iron Banner gear or an Iron Banner weapon, as those count as well. Make sure you have an emblem equipped. And then if you're really trying to use the armor that you specifically want, remember that you can equip a Iron Banner ornament on top of a piece of Iron Banner gear and get double the rank bonus for that one piece of gear. They will both count as an individual piece of Iron Banner gear. We showed a bit of the rewards at Eververse with the exotic ornament this week, but we also had the Ghost Fist Bump emote. Pick that up if you don't have it. We had the Atmospheric Glow shader, which hopefully will load. Very cool looking shader, actually. So we had that High Rolling Lowlife ornament. We had the Sweeper Simulant vehicle. We had the Rapid Response ship. Vehicles never seem to load quite as well as this, but glad it's working today. We had the M3D1 shell. We had the Orphidian Aspect Warlock ornament, the Coiled Lasso, excuse me. I might actually pick these up. These look pretty cool. And then we had the Flaming Hulu Hoop emote. Oh, very fun. Lastly, we'll just head around the directory for all the other things that will be leaving us tomorrow. Remember to head down to the last city, get all your free stuff from Eris's apartment and the chess puzzle. Remember, it's a free emblem as well as some strange coins, the exotic ship, whole bunch of fun stuff. If you're looking for the shiny weapons that you can actually get from completing the earlier chess puzzle, remember you don't actually also need to have any of the 60 chess puzzles. You just need to, chess puzzle pieces, excuse me. You just have to have one buddy who's done the whole thing, and once they input the chess puzzle pieces, so long as you're in their fire team, you will also get credit for that, and we'll get those shiny enhanceable weapons. I think that will, as I said, be here until the end of Rite of the Nine, but we'll find out a lot more tomorrow. I'm, as I said, really looking forward to it. Over on the Cosmodrome, we had the Grasp of Avarice dungeon this past week. Over in SAVATHUN'S Throne World, still having a bit of an issue with the Sundered Doctrine dungeon dropping its exotic properly. We also had the Vowed Disciple raid this past week. And we also had the Vespers Host dungeon, which was also suffering from the same issue, dropping the exotic, which is Icebreaker, on repeatable completions. So even though this is farmable this week, unfortunately is not dropping the exotic other than on the first run. It might be the first run for every single class, but when it is the featured dungeon, you are supposed to be able to farm it as many times, the final boss for the drop, as many times as you want on one character. Over in the Pale Heart, just a brief recap, there is still a very functionable glitch going on for Salvation's Edge, the final boss encounter, where if you have two players load into the final boss encounter and one person slows up their connection by simply toggling back and forth between their directory screen and their player loadout screen, have the other player load in and start the encounter. You can then die and you will have infinite revives, and you can self-revive, and then you could have a full fire team join you for the final damage phase. So you might be able to do this so long as you can get to the first damage phase, you are good to go. And it's very easy to do on master difficulty as well as normal difficulty. So you can still do that. It's very simple of just slowing up your connection a little bit, which doesn't require much. Just toggling back and forth through some of the loading screens will essentially do that. We also had, over in the Dreaming City, this week, the Last Wish raid. And I believe for next week, we will have the Crota's End raid as well as, I believe, Vault of Glass, but don't quote me on that. I know it'll be at least Crota's End, but I'm sure most people will be doing the Pantheon dungeons. And that is going to conclude all the information in today's video. Remember, we won't have Trials of Osiris next week, but we will have the new mech playlist for Crucible and a whole new way of going about getting the rewards, a whole new load screen for that activity, which I think they'll carry forward into other PvP-focused playlists, maybe even other PvE-focused playlists. I think come the summer, we're going to get a whole new revamp of all of that stuff. Make sure to log in tomorrow, pick up your free loot, as well as check out the new information for the Edge of Fate. We've been getting a whole bunch of information from just lore stuff, as well as this community puzzle that we just had. Definitely going to another planet, probably in the Kuiper Belt, possibly a black hole. Seems like we might be going to Chicago at some point. There's also, I guess, a new name for the Behemoth expansion. As most people know, the summer expansion, which is now called Edge of Fate, was previously known as Apollo. I guess Behemoth is now known as Renegades, so not sure what we can glean from that. But there's also been a lot of speculation that maybe we are going to a revamped version of Mercury, or Mercury's been turned into some sort of black hole or time paradox type of thing. We saw that trailer last week or 2 weeks ago, I think it was last week, where there was a new satellite in orbit that looked like it was going through different time dates. I believe that has something to do with some experiments that took place in Chicago, in the old Chicago, in the lore. So who knows about that specifically, but then we also got another little teaser trailer that showed the 9 Emissary. So a lot of fun stuff. Rite of the 9 will play heavily into that. I know Prophecy will also be one of the featured dungeons in the Rite of the 9 dungeon pantheon, so I'm sure there'll be some new things in there, maybe some possible new lore stuff. But always let me know what you think in the comment section down below about any of the topics of discussion in today's video. Always interested to hear your thoughts, and of course it'll give you another entry into the next giveaway for this video. If you've watched to this point in the video, you can also leave a hashtag Rite of the 9 or a hashtag Edge of Fate or a hashtag Heresy in the comment section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And once more, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching. As always, we'll see you in this upcoming week with a whole bunch of new information. And hopefully you have a great day. Little